Dear students, class 12th, be attentive and careful. Look at the blackboard. In my pre-video, I have just told you about construction, structure of sentences, structure of sentences. According to structure, a sentence has three types, and we have earlier discussed simple, number two, compound, and the third is complex. On the point of simple sentence, we are discussing that it has one subject and one verb. Subject may be more than one, but verb will be single. And I have also given you the example of simple sentence. Today we will learn about simple sentence in detail. How to combine simple sentences into simple plus simple is equal to simple. This is the first chapter of simple sentence from synthesis. Simple plus simple is equal to simple sentence. And there are so many sub-chapters belongs to simple. The first thing is by using participle. This is a new point, and we will learn about participle today. What does it mean and what is the originated? How has it been originated, this participle? Therefore, for detailed study, now come to the participle. This is the first sub-chapter, means first part of reading or studying simple sentence, means how to learn how this participle has been originated. Participle has been originated with infinitive and gerund. Now, it has three types. Number one, participle, infinitive, and gerund. And these three things, these three verbs are non-finite forms of the verb. Now come to the detail. Non-finite forms of the verb. This verb has no effect of tenses, means tenses have no effect on these verbs, whether it is participle, infinitive, or gerund. Tenses have no effect, and these verbs are called as double parts of speech. Very serious topic, and I have earlier told you that simple is as difficult. It is hard to understand. Therefore, we are trying to understand that participle, infinitive, and gerund. Again, you try to understand participle, infinitive, and gerund. They are non-finite forms of the verb. What does it mean? Try to understand and be attentive. Non-finite forms of the verbs are called double parts of speech, and tenses have no effect on these verbs. And among these three verbs, the first is participle, on which we are going to discuss. And when we use it in our synthesis chapter by using participle. How do we use participles and make the sentences, combine the sentences in simple? Really in Hindi. Therefore, it is must to tell you of Hindi version करके या हुए से अर्थ. It will be easier to understand you if the sentence has been translated or used in participle. You will find in Hindi version करके या हुए से. So for the first example, I want to tell you the first example of this Hindi or participle is the boy jumped up. He ran away. The boy jumped up, he ran away. Let us come to the point. The boy jumped up. Here is one subject, one verb. Here is also one subject, one verb, one subject and one verb. It is clear that in both sentences there is a subject, there is a verb, there is a subject, there is a verb. And now these two sentences can be combined into one sentence by using participles. And to combine these two sentences, we have to convert one verb in participle. And when we want to convert this verb in participle, we will come to know about the classification of participles, that what type of participle is this sentence or what type of participle can be used in this sentence. Therefore, we come to the classification of this participle. How many parts of participles are? So the first part of participle is present participle. Present participle. The second is past participle. And the third is perfect participle. These are three parts of participles: present participle, past participle and perfect participle. In detail, we have to come on the present participle. Note it down in your copy, and in any problem you may ask any question from this chapter. Present participle. There are two sentences and two verbs. Verb means a subject completes two types of works. As I have given you the example, the boy jumped up. The boy jumped up. He ran away. He means here the boy, the same subject, but the verbs are quite different. The same subject does two types of works. Therefore, when we will combine these two sentences, we will have to come on the participles and try to understand what type of participle is this sentence is. So, for the present participle, the first work of the subject having been completed means before the completion of the first work, the second work starts. Again, you understand, before completion of the first work means the boy jumped up. The boy jumped up, ran away. The boy jumped up, ran away means no gap between these two works in jumping and in running. There is no gap. Means before completion of jumping, the boy ran away. Before completion of jumping, the boy ran away. Be careful and force on your mind that before completion of first work, the second work starts. Means in jumping and in running away, in jumping and in running away, there is no gap. And therefore, we come on the point and very easily we find this verb as participle, means jumping up. Jumping up, comma, jumping up, comma, and he means this subject. What means the boy ran away. The boy jumped up, he ran away. Jumping up, the boy ran away. No gap between these two types of work. And in participle, as I have told you that in Hindi version we come करके या हुई. In Hindi version, it will be easier to understand, although I must not use these words. But so jumping up, the boy ran away. The first example. The second is he drew his sword. He ran away. He drew his sword. He ran away. He drew his sword. He attacked his enemy. He drew his sword. He ran away, or he drew his sword. He attacked his enemy. Whatever may be. The same condition. Subject is the same, but the words are quite different. And if the words are quite different, what is the condition of combining these two sentences? What chapter can be applied on these two sentences? So, we must be careful that participles can be used, and what type of participle? Present participle. Why or how? Because before completion of the first work, the second work starts. Means this drew will be participial verb. I have also earlier told you in the beginning of the lecture that this participle is known as non-finite forms of the verb. Non-finite forms of the verb are three types: infinitive, gerund and participle. We are learning participle and in participle, present participle. So one verb will be participial verb, and when we want to add ing in this verb, we will have to come on the first form of the verb. The first form of the verb drew is draw and ing. Now this verb became participial verb, drawing his sword. Drawing his sword, and again he ran away. So these are two quite examples of present participle. And along with this, dear students, you should do the exercises and ask questions, whether online or offline or in any way. I shall try to satisfy you in different ways. The second participle is past participle, because it is also necessary to mention about these three types of participles: present participle, past participle and perfect participle. So before studying past participle, I wanted to come on the perfect participle. Perfect participle. You will think that why are you telling after first after third, and you are not mentioning about your second participle? So there is a very little difference between the first and third, means between the present and perfect participle. In present participle, I have told you before completion of the first verb, the second verb starts. The near about means lump sum you will find in the perfect participle that one work completes perfectly, then the second work starts. One work completes perfectly, then the second work starts. Therefore, when we combine these verbs, when we combine these sentences, having completed, having, just as the boy took his food. Example, the boy took his food. Next, the boy went to school. The boy went to actually this is the different method. And dear students, grammar is just like mathematics, and a teacher had different tries. He adopts different skills to fill in the mind of the student how to clarify his concept. Therefore, after the first participle means present participle, the third participle belongs to the first participle. Therefore, you will find that there are also two types of work. The first work is took his food, the second work is went. These are two quite different verbs, and when we will combine these two sentences into one sentence in a simple, means this is also simple, this is also simple sentences, and these two simple sentences can be combined into one simple sentence. Then one method is taking his food, the boy went to school. It will be combined with participle, present participle, but be aware, it is not good, it is not clear You cannot use the present participle. By taking his food, the boy went to school. लड़का खाना खाते खाते स्कूल गया, तो खाना खाते खाते नहीं गया. The boy took his food means having taken his food. Having taken his food. This is the method. Having taken his food. And here you take only one subject. The boy went to school. Having taken his food, the boy went to school. And one different example in this participle is, if the sentence is in passive voice, means suppose that, so it will be having been taken food. The next example means if the sentence is in passive voice, there will be used been and third person. Now one part is left, the part is past participle. One work completes, then another work starts, and both the works are completed in the past tense, and this participle is known as past participle. जैसे for example, I found my watch. I found my watch. The watch was lost. I found my watch. The watch was lost. Means both work have been completed in the past tense. How will they be combined into one sentence with participle? What type of participle can be used in these two sentences? With these two sentences. So I found my lost watch. Actually, it is very easy to write it, but very hard to understand and use it. And now again you try to understand participles, present participle, perfect participle, and past participle. In present participle, before completion of one work, another work starts, and therefore by using this verb as a participle, means using ing in the verb, we start the sentence and we complete the sentence with the single verb. In the third example, third part of the participle, perfect participle, the boy took his food, the boy went to school. Having taken his food, having taken means one work has been completed perfectly, then another work starts. And in the past participle, both work completed in the past tense and they are combined in the past tense. Therefore, these are the different examples of participles. Dear students, you also note it down in your fair copy and also do your exercises very carefully, very seriously, very attentively. I am ready to answer your questions whenever and however and whatever you are desirous. I shall try my best to satisfy you. Thank you very much.